What if the key to lasting spiritual growth wasn't intensity, but consistency? In a world filled with distractions, Islam offers us something timeless, a daily rhythm of worship and self-refinement that grounds us, disciplines us, and elevates us. Let's explore how building consistent habits in faith leads to true personal transformation. Consistency in worship and personal growth is fundamental to the Islamic faith, emphasizing steadfastness and regularity in performing religious duties while fostering personal and spiritual development. This concept refers to the sustained and habitual practice of Islamic rituals such as daily prayers, fasting, and reading the Quran, as well as engaging in continuous self-improvement and reflection. It is the deliberate effort to integrate worship into everyday life, ensuring that these practices become a natural and consistent part of one's routine. The significance of building consistency in worship and personal growth is profound. It not only strengthens one's connection with Allah, but also enhances personal discipline and resilience. It acts as a cornerstone for developing a balanced life, where faith permeates all facets of living, providing guidance and purpose. Consistency enhances spiritual consciousness and accountability, leading to a more fulfilling and grounded existence. Now, before we continue with more insights on spiritual growth, let's take a quick moment. If you're finding value in this message, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support truly helps spread these powerful reflections to more people. And if you know someone on a spiritual journey who might benefit from this, feel free to share it with them as well. Also, on a personal note, if you're looking for a nutritious, energizing snack to support your daily routine, let me put you onto something I love: Julie's organic medjool dates. They're naturally sweet, packed with nutrients, and perfect for an afternoon energy boost, or even as a healthy dessert. Whether you're on a wellness journey or just love clean, whole foods, Julie's is a favorite of mine. You'll find a link in the description if you want to check them out. Supporting them also supports this channel. Now let's get back into it. In practice, consistency can be illustrated through the example of Salat, the 5 daily prayers, which serve as a constant reminder of one's faith, anchoring the day with moments of reflection and dedication to Allah. Another example is the practice of fasting during Ramadan, which encourages the development of self-control and empathy while fostering a deeper connection with the broader Muslim community. Scholars and leaders within the Islamic community support the idea of consistency in worship as a means to nurture spirituality and moral character. Many argue that regularity in worship cultivates an inner peace and a disciplined lifestyle, essential for spiritual maturity and personal growth. However, achieving consistency can present challenges, such as the demands of modern life that may lead to distractions or interruptions in religious practices. Moreover, some may argue that rigid adherence to routine can result in a loss of spiritual spontaneity or authenticity. It's crucial to strike a balance where rituals are approached with sincerity and mindfulness rather than mere obligation. Consistency in worship influences other aspects of Islamic practice by reinforcing ethical conduct, community engagement, and a commitment to lifelong learning. It fosters a holistic approach to living where spiritual objectives align with personal and communal goals, ensuring growth is an integrated process involving all dimensions of life. Thus, understanding and nurturing consistency in worship and personal growth are essential to embody the principles of Islam in daily practice. Understanding the importance of worship in Islam is crucial to building consistency in worship and personal growth, as it lays the foundation for spiritual development and a deeper connection with the faith. Worship in Islam, known as ibadah, encompasses not just ritualistic practices, but any act done in obedience and devotion to Allah. It includes prayers, salah, fasting, sawm, almsgiving, zakat, pilgrimage, hajj, and other acts of goodness. The significance of worship in Islam is multifaceted. It acts as a constant reminder of the presence and supremacy of Allah in a Muslim's life. Engaging regularly in worship cultivates a disciplined lifestyle centered on spiritual and moral values, which is essential for personal growth. It transforms everyday activities into opportunities for spiritual learning, propelling a devotee towards a more pious and fulfilling life. Consider the example of Salah, the daily prayers in Islam performed 5 times a day. This practice instills a sense of discipline, focus, and regularity in a Muslim's life, ensuring they pause to realign their worldly pursuits with spiritual reflections. Another example is fasting during Ramadan, which teaches self restraint and heightens empathy for the less fortunate, fostering a sense of community and social responsibility. Notably, various scholars emphasize that the merit of worship extends beyond its ritualistic aspects. They argue that sincere worship contributes to personal transformation by fostering qualities like patience, gratitude, and humility. These attributes are invaluable for personal growth and the development of an ethical personality. However, interpreting and practicing worship in Islam is not without its challenges. There is often debate over cultural versus religious prescriptions within worship practices, leading to differing interpretations among various schools of thought. This can create confusion or divisions about what constitutes proper worship in multicultural contexts. Furthermore, maintaining consistency, especially in the face of life's daily distractions or difficulties, can be a challenge. In relation to the main topic of building consistency in worship and personal growth, understanding worship's importance and practicing it effectively fosters discipline and focus. This influences a Muslim's approach to personal development positively by integrating spiritual awareness into daily life. Hence, consistent worship is not only a religious obligation, but also a catalyst for continual personal growth and a cohesive element of a Muslim's holistic development. Developing daily rituals for spiritual enhancement involves establishing consistent, intentional practices that foster spiritual well being and growth. These rituals are often small, repeated actions or habits that help individuals cultivate a deeper connection with their faith and promote personal development. In the context of Islam, such rituals might include regular prayers, recitation of the Quran, or engaging in acts of charity. The essence of these rituals lies in their regularity and the focus they bring to one's spiritual journey. The importance of developing daily rituals is twofold. First, it anchors individuals in their faith by creating specific times and actions dedicated to spiritual engagement. This regularity helps build consistency in worship, which is crucial for maintaining a stable and growing spiritual life. Second, these rituals promote personal growth by instilling discipline, focus, and mindfulness, qualities that extend beyond religious practices and positively impact overall life. Consider the example of the 5 daily prayers, Salah, in Islam. This core ritual offers Muslims opportunities throughout the day to pause, reflect, and reconnect with their faith, aligning their daily activities with spiritual goals. Another example could be the daily recitation of specific Quranic verses or supplications, which helps believers internalize Islamic teachings and apply them in their daily lives. Proponents of this approach argue that regular rituals form the backbone of a committed and conscious spiritual life. They highlight the transformative power of such practices in building spiritual resilience, focus, and a sense of community among believers. However, there are potential challenges and alternative viewpoints. Some may argue that the repetition inherent in daily rituals can lead to complacency or a lack of genuine engagement, turning sacred acts into mere routines. Others might contend that spiritual growth should be spontaneous and not confined to set practices. Additionally, the demands of modern life can make it challenging for individuals to consistently uphold daily rituals, potentially leading to feelings of guilt or inadequacy. Despite these challenges, daily rituals significantly influence other aspects of building consistency in worship and personal growth. They create a strong foundation of discipline and focus that supports other spiritual endeavors, reinforcing the overall commitment to one's faith. In conclusion, while there can be differing views on their implementation, developing daily rituals remains a vital component for nurturing a consistent and meaningful spiritual life in the Islamic context. Incorporating Islamic principles into personal development involves aligning one's growth and self improvement goals with the teachings and values of Islam. This means using the guidance provided by the Quran and Hadith to foster personal growth that is spiritually enriching and ethically grounded. By doing so, an individual ensures that their journey towards self betterment is not only focused on worldly achievements, but is also deeply rooted in spiritual and moral development. This approach is integral to building consistency in worship and personal growth, as it provides a holistic framework that nurtures both the soul and the mind. The significance of incorporating Islamic principles into personal development lies in its potential to create a balanced and harmonious life. It aligns an individual's personal goals with their spiritual obligations, thereby fostering a consistent worship practice and a personal growth journey that is reflective of one's faith. For Muslims, integrating these principles into daily life can lead to a more self aware, disciplined, and purpose driven existence. A practical example of this concept is the implementation of the five daily prayers, Salah, as a means to cultivate discipline and time management skills. Regular prayer not only fulfills a religious obligation, but also instills a sense of accountability and structure in one's daily routine. Another example is drawing on the concept of sadaqah, charity, to develop empathy and kindness. By actively engaging in acts of charity, individuals can grow their sense of community and compassion, which are key aspects of personal development. Many scholars and practitioners emphasize the benefits of incorporating Islamic teachings into personal growth strategies. They argue that Islamic principles provide a comprehensive guide that addresses all aspects of life, offering valuable insights into ethical behavior, emotional intelligence, and spiritual fulfillment. However, challenges can arise when cultural interpretations of Islamic principles conflict with contemporary personal development ideas. For instance, the balance between modern self help philosophies and traditional Islamic teachings might lead to misunderstandings or resistance among individuals who feel torn between the two worlds. Additionally, some may argue that personal development should focus solely on secular achievements, viewing any religious integration as limiting. The integration of Islamic principles into personal growth not only enhances the individual's spiritual journey, but also influences broader aspects such as community interaction, ethical decision making, and emotional resilience. By promoting a values driven approach to self improvement, this concept supports a more cohesive and consistent practice of worship and personal growth, creating pathways for meaningful and sustainable success in all areas of life.